The Israeli military has killed at least 5 Palestinians in an airstrike on northern Gaza. It targeted a home in al-Nasser neighbourhood. Several people have been injured. Israel's army has killed at least 50 Palestinians across the strip since Tuesday. This comes as Israel's siege of northern Gaza, banning food, water and medical aid from entering, is in its 12th day. The UN says 400,000 people are trapped in Jabalia in northern Gaza. It's also warned Israel that forcing civilians out of the north through bombardment would constitute a war crime. Let's bring our correspondent Hani Mahmoud. He's joining us live from Deir el-Balah in central Gaza. Hani, do we know what the Israelis are trying to achieve in northern Gaza with this siege?
Well, let's just start by talking about that today marks day number 12 in this aggressive military operation in northern part of the Strip. And just reading of what's going on, just a very, very careful reading of what are the stated objectives of the Israeli military compared to what we're seeing on the ground. For 12 days in a row today, we're seeing a continuation of the enforced dehydration and enforced starvation of an entire population in the northern part of the strips. We're talking about people are deliberately prevented from getting food supplies, water supplies, as well as life-saving resources. NGOs and aid workers on the ground are also prevented and banned from doing any of this work or providing any sort of help or assistance whatsoever to the trapped and the besieged population in the northern part of the Strip. In fact, there were a few cases where the Israeli military deliberately targeted aid workers throughout the past year. And just more recently, just the past few days, many of these incidents took place and aid workers become less encouraged to provide any of these life-saving resources to the besieged population. But a quick rundown of what happened. Not only we're seeing a sheer level of destruction being caused by the ongoing mass bombardment, but also the civilian populations are trapped in small areas, are prevented to evacuate to safety. And as soon as they are doing so, step out of their homes, they're being chased by the attacking drones, by the surveillance drones that keep shooting at them, just creating a very, very intimidating scene for people, end up being trapped inside areas. And at the same time, enduring the intense bombardment that's been going on non-stop for the past 11 days.
A trapped and besieged population, Hani, as you put it, who need aid to survive. Are people there taking the U.S. threat to Israel to allow in more aid seriously?
Well, quite the contrary, because there is irony going on here. The Israeli military, the way it's been largely perceived by people in northern part of the Strip, and even here in other parts of Gaza, we talked to a few people who were trying to get a sense of how they feel about these statements by the U.S. Secretary of State. They say this is more of giving 30 days more license, a permit for the Israeli military to carry out more atrocities. If they are interested really in ending the siege on the northern part of the Strip, to bring an end to this madness, this genocide, they would have done it long time ago. But these repeated statements always met with a surge in the attacks. I mean, it's been a few hours since this statement made its way to the media and all platforms, but what we're seeing on the ground is completely the opposite. More suffocating siege, more attacks, more people are being bombed, maimed, and killed inside their homes, and while at the same time they're being trapped inside these areas under heavy bombardment. Unfortunately, Palestinians across the Gaza Strip have lost their trust in any narrative from the American administration or from the Secretary of State, who've been going on in a marathon of visits to the region, but not bringing any end to this ongoing madness. In fact, we're expecting to see, according to what we hear from people, they say, here we go again, one more time, a statement requesting from Israel and the Israeli military to stop and to ease and to improve the humanitarian situations. We're going to see quite the opposite taking place, and it started by killing 5 more people. So there is a surge of the attacks expected to happen.
Hani, thank you very much for that. Hani Mahmoud with all the latest. The View from Gaza joining us live from Deir el-Balah.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.